This got like the stench of some of the crazy Diddy lawsuits around it, some of which were valid and some of which were insane and completely made up. So you guys tell me what you think this one is. Okay, this is via the Daily Mail, People, TMZ, lots of them are reporting on this. There's a man named Bilal Salam who made a cameo appearance in Will Smith's 2000 movie, The Legend of Bagger Vance, who describes himself, this is him saying about himself, as a best friend for nearly 40 years of Will Smith. Now, I am being told by a source close to the case, they are not anything close to best friends, nor are they close at all. Like, they're not close. So that this is a glamour. But he's filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court seeking $3 million. And whenever I see $3 million, guys, I think, okay, did someone break your femur or your skull? You know, do you have permanent brain damage? What is it? No, it's intentional infliction of emotional distress. And whenever I see that claim, I think money grab. We need Mark Eiglarsh and his $20 bill, like that he likes to hang over the top of the screen and then grab it. It's a money grab. So intentional infliction is a bullshit claim, in my view, and in many courts' view, unless it's paired with a serious physical injury. Otherwise, I laugh at those claims. Sorry, Bilal Salam. I don't mean to prejudge you. Here's the other thing that tells you it's bullshit. Do you guys know what the other big problem is with his lawsuit and how it's being handled?
Because
that tells us
he's doing
bullshit?
it himself. He doesn't have a lawyer. It's pro se.
There you go.
Any lawyer with a brain doesn't take this case.
So he's representing himself. Yeah. No bueno. Okay, but let's go through it nonetheless. He spoke to the Daily Mail after filing papers. He said he is seeking justice for the atrocities committed against him by Will and Jada. Atrocities, I tell you. He clarified that while the 3 counts target Jada, he plans to file against Will as well. He alleges her alleged actions, which include her and her emissaries, included trying to bribe, intimidate, and suppress him. He says he suffered damages, the complete derailment of his personal life and career. He's suing Jada for intentional infliction because she denied to TMZ that she had ever seen her husband engage in sexual or intimate behavior with men. Now we're getting to it. He alleges that Jada confronted him in the lobby of the Regency Calabasas Commons on September 25th, 2021, while he was at a private birthday celebration for Will Smith. He alleges Pinkett Smith, Jada, was accompanied by approximately 7 members of her entourage during the confrontation. He claims that she became verbally aggressive and threatened him by stating that if he continued telling her personal business, that's a quote, he claims, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. He also alleges that she demanded he sign a non-disclosure agreement or else. After the alleged incident, Pinkett Smith's team followed him to his car, he claims, while continuing to issue verbal threats. 6 months later, he claims there was another incident where he refused a request from a mutual friend to assist with crisis management. He thought the tasks he was asked to do were illegal, and then he started getting threatened by them, he said. And it turns out he was all this while writing a, quote, whistleblower memoir. My note reads, oh, Lord. Alleging that he faced further threats after that was discovered. He was supposed to get $500,000 for it, and now those hopes have been destroyed as a result of the pressure by these two. Last but not least, before I toss it to you, I'm sorry I have to do it, but I have to do it. This plaintiff, he went on a podcast called Unwind with Tasha K. And in this interview, he alleged something very, very ugly about Will Smith. It's very, very graphic. It actually does require a viewer warning. Please cover the children's ears. Turn down the sound if they're with you in the car, moms and dads. But here is what he's saying about Will Smith, which I think now he's claiming Jada denied, thus leading to his emotional distress. Here, watch. Hide the kids.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second. Who was on top?
It wasn't a top. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
Boy.
Okay. What did you do?
I froze. What did you, see, I'm not used to seeing. Listen, it's traumatizing. I've never seen it. I don't watch gay porn. And I finally said, oh shit. And they turned around and said, close the fucking door, right? So I back out the door.
Okay, just the final thought. Again, I am told by someone close to the case, this is a total money grab. This is not a close friend of theirs. This guy's been trying to hustle the family for money for years, and that there was never a meeting where Jada or any of her friends confronted or threatened him at all. So there are real questions about whether this guy has any credibility, but he's filed the lawsuit and it's getting a fair amount of coverage and attention. What do you make of it, Dave? I'll start with you on this one.
The strongest allegation he has is that Jada threatened him by saying, you'll catch a stray bullet. But even if that's to be believed, and I don't know if I believe anything this guy says, that allegation is from September 2021. That's well beyond the statute of limitations for intentional infliction of emotional distress. And this guy would know that if he had actually hired a lawyer. But no lawyer would want to file this case because it's based on crazy stuff. Like, for example, he says that it's intentional infliction of emotional distress because after she said that to him, he gained 100 pounds. Really? You're going to blame it on that? No doctor's note. He just says I gained 100. Maybe it was the brownies.
I'm going to sue my mom for intentional infliction for those middle school years.
Right, yeah. Blame, who are you going to blame for like the freshman 15 when you go to college, right? I mean, it's silly. Also...
Sam Adams.
Right, exactly. He's claiming defamation. What's a defamation? He said that Jada defamed him by saying she would sue him for the sex comments, but never did. That's not defamation. So this is a strategic move to try to get money from Jada and Will Smith and perhaps to win in the court of public opinion. But so far, he's losing badly.
My feeling, Phil, is that he's banking that they would pay money to avoid that soundbite getting rerun on this show or Entertainment Tonight or TMZ. He thinks they have enough money and they care enough about Will's reputation that they would pay to stop the airing of these mere allegations. But these allegations have been out there for years about these two. If they paid off anybody who was like alleging Will was bisexual or gay, whatever, they'd have no money left.
Well, Will Smith and Jada Smith, they have enough money to hire good lawyers to sue him for defamation and other things, unlike this guy who apparently could not find a lawyer to take his case. Normally, these things are taken on a contingency basis. So any lawyer with the brain, for all the reasons Dave laid out, we just would not want to touch this with a 10-foot pole because there's not going to be any recovery. Listen to what has to be proven. And I actually had to go back and look this up to make sure I was remembering this from law school correctly. But this intentional infliction of emotional distress requires that someone intended the emotional distress, and the defendant's actions must go beyond all bounds of decency tolerated by society, often described as shocking or egregious. And then in addition to that, the defendant's alleged conduct must be the actual cause of the emotional distress. And it's got to be severe emotional distress, not just hurt feelings or anything like that.
Gained 100 pounds, Phil.
Look, it's got to be serious and of a nature that no reasonable person could be possibly expected to endure it. Now, so the things that have to be proven are a lot. And, you're going to have some really solid evidence, not to mention the fact that the claim is stale, it's old. But you got to have really solid evidence. And I'm sorry, but if you gained 100 pounds, it's going to be very difficult to try to, pinpoint how that happened.
Ever read the label on a typical bag of chips? It's often a science experiment of seed oils, MSG, artificial dyes, and mystery ingredients. Masa is part of the growing movement to bring back real food. Masa chips contain just 3 ingredients: organic corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. Not only do these chips avoid the bad stuff, they also taste delicious too. Snacking on Masa chips is nothing like eating regular chips. With Masa, you feel satisfied, light, and energetic with no crash and no bloat. And if you love Masa, then you will love Vandy Crisps. Vandy, which is Masa's sister company, makes the most delicious 3-ingredient potato chips, too. Ready to give Masa or Vandy a try? Use code MK for 25% off your first order at masachips.com or vandycrisps.com, or simply click the link in the video description or scan the QR code to claim this delicious offer. Don't feel like ordering online? Masa and Vandy are now available nationwide at your local Sprouts supermarket. Stop by and pick a couple of bags up before they're all gone.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.